Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Please take a seat. You are SRISHTI Sharma.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Please give a brief introduction. SRISHTI, what does your name stand for?
So my name means creation or universe, but in mythology, like in Devi Bhakta Purana, it is mentioned that it is a creation by Lord Brahma. And even there are other philosophies also like Purusha and Prakriti, which deals about creation form of Srishti.
Right, so your introduction please.
Introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. So my name is SRISHTI Sharma. I have been born and brought up in Faridabad, Haryana. I did my schooling from Modern Vidyaniketan, Faridabad. Then I did my graduation in Maths Honours from Lady Shri Ram College. My hobbies and interests are Zentangle art, functional training and heritage walk in Delhi.
What is Zentangle art?
So Zentangle art is made from two words, Zen plus tangles. Zen is a meditative state and tangles are repetitive patterns that are drawn. So you can draw triangles, squares, curves, dots in a symmetrical way. So drawing that is Zentangle art.
Is it any different from doodling?
Yes, sir. So doodling is an abstract form of art. But Zentangle art, you have specific mathematical figures that can be drawn. So doodling is a mind idea, but Zentangle art is channelizing those mathematical figures and drawing it.
Have you heard of a book called Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance? A big hit in our time.
No, sir. Sorry, sir. I haven't heard about it.
Okay. LSR, full form?
Sir, Lady Shri Ram College.
And what is the original name of Lady Shri Ram?
Sir, the college was named after Shri Ram in his remembrance of his wife Fulmati Devi. So I think the original name can be.
In the best of my recollection, it was Phulan Devi.
Okay, sir.
And that is a name she shares with whom?
Sorry, sir.
You've not heard of the other Phulan Devi?
No, sir.
The famous dacoit?
Yeah, the Z movie also.
Yes, there was a movie also. Bandit Queen.
No, sir. Sorry, sir.
I tell you, they are in a different generation.
We grew up on a different planet. So tell me something, have you heard of this term khulna? It was in the news recently.
No, sir.
Khulna.
Sorry, sir.
Khula.
Sorry, khula.
Khula.
Not khulna. Khula. You heard about the recent split up, Sania Mirza and her husband?
Yes, sir.
So that was by way of khula.
Sir, Sania Mirza's father gave that statement regarding the khula, that in the Muslim way they have called it of his third marriage. So I am not aware about the details of khula.
Now, today when I came to this institute, I noticed that the cab number was 1729. Is that of any significance in terms of maths?
Yes, sir. So this is the taxi cab number which is denoted by Ramanujan. So it is a cube of two numbers that are the smallest. 12 cube plus 1 cube is 1729, which is similar to 13 cube plus 1 cube.
So have you seen the movie?
No, sir.
You have not seen the movie on Ramanujam?
No, sir.
The man who knew infinity. So you aspire for career in the civil services. Why is that? What is the motivation? You could easily become the next Ramanujam. Why the civil services?
So civil services provides me the platform to utilize my capacities and capabilities to ensure that this dynamic job can fulfill from early years. When I was in class 11th itself, I used to hear stories from my father, the impact that they can create in the society. So I think that motivated me to work for it.
My final question to you. Have you heard of this phrase, Mission Karm Yogi? What does it stand for?
Sir, this phrase is for the civil services reforms. So training based upon the modernization techniques to inculcate technology into the civil servants is this Mission Karma Yogi.
So what is the name of the digital platform which is used for this purpose?
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall it.
It's called IGOT.
Okay, sir.
What is the full form? IGOT? Integrated Government Online Training. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Srishti, this is your 5th attempt, but first interview?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what went wrong? You had chosen some other optional earlier and now you have changed it, or you have kept history all through?
Sir, it was history only all through. Initially, in the 3 attempts, I was not able to clear prelims itself. So last year when I cleared prelims, I wrote mains, but I was not able to qualify mains.
Because I was kind of debating in my mind, keeping maths, economics, etc. could have been better, which are your normal subjects, but you chose history. Any particular reason?
No, sir, it was one of the subjects that I could read easily. In other subjects, I required a tutor for it. So this was one subject that I could do it myself.
All right. So there is a trend to rewrite history. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir, I agree to rewriting of the history because the facts remains the same, but there are different interpretations, excavations that are being done in the recent times. So in order to incorporate every aspect of history, be it regional which has been neglected, be it the phases about interpretations that have been not included, so history can be rewritten in that manner.
You are giving me the answer as if history is an objective art or objective science. But it is not. History is famously said, history is written by the victors. So 50 years down the line, people will say that the government of this day decided to write history in their own way. How do you interpret this?
Sir, in my opinion, politicizing history basically based upon objectivity would not be correct, because history is based upon interpretations too, because there are various schools of history which can be interpreting history. Though it was initially with colonial historians, history was interpreted in a manner that suited the Britishers. But recently, in Indian form of history, there are various interpretations that can be taken into pictures, and everybody has an opinion to give out in this democratic.
All right. What are the sources of giving inputs to history to make it more objective?
So the archaeological and literary sources, so even the excavation, numismatic studies can be in the archaeological part, and literary can be the foreign sources or the Indian sources of books.
So how do you define the difference between history and mythology?
So mythology are the stories that one loves to hear, and even based upon the facts that have been recorded in the oral manner, in oral form of tradition, whereas history is...
Okay, history, what it is, we have just been described by you. So if that is the case, then Ramcharitmanas is a mythology or history?
Sorry sir, I haven't read that book.
Ramayana is a mythology or history?
Sir, seeing the sentiments of the country people right now, so I feel that it's not just history part, because now there is cultural integration with Ramayana. With all people
No, but I didn't touch the subject of culture. I asked you whether it is mythology or history.
Sir, with the excavations that have been found, I think it is history.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Srishti, you are from Haryana. Haryana has been in the news, somewhat wrongly I can say, because of gender ratio mismatch. What is the current status and how does it go with the national average?
So recently, with the recent reports, there has been a dip in the gender child sex ratio. So that is, earlier it was 916. In recently July 2023 reports, it has dipped down to 906, and the national average is around 943. So this is the mainly reason of this various issues like patriarchy, technology, and various inbuilt issues against the laws that are functioning. So that causes in Haryana dipping of the sex ratio.
If given a chance, what initiative would you like to make in the policy to better it in your state?
Sir, if given a chance, initially, at the initial step that is causing it is the technology transfer from the nearby border areas. So there has been reports regarding that in the nearby Haryana borders with Punjab and Rajasthan. So there are these scanners that have been there to detect the sex of the child. So I like to stop that first, to prevent all those illegal transfers through, whether through truck route or any other routes that are entering. So a strict vigilance on my part would be one of this, and secondly awareness, because people should be accepting first. To give a girl child a way acceptance, the ideology can be only changed through awareness and education.
What are your views on the new education policy of Government of India?
Sir, my views are that this new education policy can help in transforming India, as it is a holistic one, beginning from the early childhood education to up till the higher education, where early childhood through Anganwadi workers, educating a child, making him aware, choosing the languages, helps a child growth on a holistic level. And even in the secondary, the gross enrollment ratios have been focused upon. We are trying to increase it to the 50% at the secondary level, and for the research part also government is taking efforts. Even in the national education policy, there has been efforts of conducting new foundations, research foundations, and research institutes have been established so that we can compete at the global level also.
Okay, India is in an election mode at the moment. What three election promises would you like to see in the manifesto of all the parties?
Sir, I would like to see employment as one of the agenda, providing employment to even the urban areas. Rural, there is Manrega, but for the urban, there is a need. So first this. Secondly, for the skill part, though there are yojanas for this, so even introspection and vigilance on the skill department. So I would like that. And for the third part, it would be about the gender, about women. Though she is getting reservation at the in the parliament, but her education, the basic education, the empowerment or the financial independence would be one of the criteria I would like to.
Civil servants are neither civil nor servants. Do you agree?
Sorry, sir, I do not agree with this statement.
Why don't you agree?
Sir, it is not just one civil servant, that civil servants are not civil, or there are various other civil servants that are.
This is a general term for the civil service. It's also a book written by a civil servant from Singapore. That civil servants are neither civil nor servants. I'm not talking about individuals like me or him, in general.
Sir, in my opinion, there are various civil servants that have contributed.
Give me a more generic philosophical kind of an answer.
So I can cite examples for this, like in Haryana, Ashok Khemka.
Now you have raised a very interesting topic, Ashok Khemka. I would not have wanted to go there, but now that you have said it, because of lack of time, I won't go there. But Ashok Khemka and honesty seem to go hand in hand, correct? Yes, sir. And because he's so honest, he gets transferred every third day, correct? Yes, sir. So people who don't get transferred very often, are we thieves?
No, sir.
So then why Khemka's name came to your mind?
So this is the art of working. So your art of working might be different from his. So he's highlighting that issues, and
he is highlighting, I can highlight 50 issues about the world which are not in my official domain. Will that be fair?
No, sir, it won't be fair.
So then...
Sorry, sir, I'll read about him more.
I didn't want to go there. Anyway, what is the subaltern history?
So subaltern history is written on the part where welfareism is the approach.
But-
Poor people, the history regarding the neglected sections of the society. So in their regard, because they have been missed out. So for that subaltern history.
Now, if I say, for example, that Dr. Ambedkar had a subaltern view of caste, what would I mean?
So Dr. Ambedkar's view on subaltern caste would be regarding the annihilation of the caste. That is, he wanted to provide all the lower sections of the society an inclusive society, not just limiting towards
Mahatma Gandhi gave the word Harijan to Dalits. The word Harijan has fallen into disuse. You hardly hear it. Why did that happen?
Sorry sir, I'm not aware about it.
Are you aware of the rivalry between Dr. Ambedkar and Mahatma Gandhi about the term Harijan?
No sir, sorry sir, I cannot recall at the moment.
All right. Last question. Tell me 2 or 3 commissions set up by the British government regarding civil service or recruitment to the civil service. Remember, you're a student of history.
So as far as I can recall, under British, it was Lord Cornwallis who introduced this.
I said commissions formed by the British to look into civil service.
Sorry sir, I cannot recall at the moment.
Okay, let me be more specific, connected to this. The Federal Public Service Commission, FPFC, which now later became UPSC, was set up on the recommendation of one particular commission, which was formed or gave its report after the Government of India Act 1919. What was the commission on the recommendation of which the FPSC or UPSC was formed?
Sorry sir, I
Lee Commission.
Lee Commission, yes.
Do you recall the name?
Yes sir, now
You
sorry
do.
sir.
Thank you.
SRISHTI, you come from Haryana. What's this issue with Punjab? Supreme Court has also been involved. What's the issue?
So the issue is regarding the water sharing. The Satluj Yamuna link water sharing canal is the issue because the Punjab government is not ready to transfer the water, and even the Supreme Court standing that has come recently. So the Punjab government has rejected it, and even Haryana is not receiving water from it.
Punjab government has rejected the Supreme Court verdict.
No sir. So Punjab government is not ready to give. So they are not coming on the same page for the water sharing to settle the
What was the
dispute.
Supreme Court verdict?
Sorry sir, exact word.
You're not aware of it. Okay. There's been this constant demand, we come to know in newspapers and all, a separate capital for Haryana. Do you think there should be a separate capital for Haryana?
Yes sir, even the government supports the separate capital because Chandigarh from the major towns like Faridabad, Gurugram is far from the region, and even the cultural linkages is missing from Chandigarh. And though most of the administrative offices are set up in Panchkula region of Haryana, so shifting would provide a better integration to the state.
Where it should be shifted?
Sir, in my opinion, it can be either in Gurugram region, because it is the recent economic hub of Haryana, or in the Faridabad region, that is the major industrial town.
Okay, going by your logic again, it's very far for Faridabad people and all to go to Chandigarh. The same thing will happen with the people of Ambala, Panchkula, all of this district. Gurugram will be very far for those people.
Yes sir, it will be far from them because it will be on the opposite side, but linkages can be there. There are routes to travel now, the roads are more smooth.
And what will you do for the court, High Court, Punjab Haryana High Court?
So the court can be still there.
Okay. Your family is associated with agriculture. Can you name a startup who is working using AI in agriculture? And that guy is coming from Haryana only.
Sorry sir, I'm not aware about it.
Okay, how can we use AI in agriculture?
So artificial intelligence can help in the cropping pattern of that region, even to identify how much the soil has been deteriorated in that region, to provide the farmers a back-end support. So input is the AI that can provide it to the farmer Though the technology and farmer gap still exist, but AI can help to overcome various challenges of the farmer to achieve the doubling farmer income goal.
Okay, you might be using Chat GPT.
Yes, sir. Some.
You are not using Chat.
No, sir.
Are you aware of Chat
Yes,
GPT?
sir.
Have you used it once? You have
No,
never used Chat GPT.
No, sir.
Why?
Sir,
You were not even curious to try
It
it.
is derogatory to her talent.
You were not even curious to try Chat GPT.
sir, I'm more of that person who uses pen and paper more.
I told you.
Okay, there is this startup Kisan AI, है ना? They are following the same Lambda model, the language-based model, and they have made the GPT for Kisans, for the farmers, and still they are facing a very huge problem. They are unable to connect with the people. They are unable to reach with the potential farmers and all. Why is that so? They are lacking in a very basic feature. They were lacking in a very basic feature. Recently, they added that basic feature.
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware about the basic feature.
No, I'm just telling you that there is a GPT for farmers.
Sir, for farmers, in my opinion, because I feel that the linkage part is missing, the understanding, the ideological part. For a farmer to get that technology would be waste of time. He wants to plant more, he wants to cultivate, he's busy the entire day. So getting that new technology, then its uses until this crops gets harvested and it's processed. There are various other issues for him, like the water issue, like the irrigation time, like the electricity, when will it come. So he's already occupied in that issue, and new technology introduction and how to use it would be a burden on him.
Okay, actually the mic was missing. Now farmers can put their audio and they get the whole thing within seconds.
Okay, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Srishti.
Thank you, sir.
When is your interview?
So 9th of February.
Oh, you're close to it, just about a fortnight away. How many mocks?
Sir, 4 or 5.
Okay, I would suggest you put a cap on mocks. Better to get into the preparation mode, and we'll tell you exactly how to go about that. But prior to that self-evaluation, how do you think you fared?
Sir, I could have answered that sir's question in a better way. Even I was not aware about the Haryana and the agricultural linkage that is from my DAF directly. So I think on the knowledge part.
For that matter, Phulan Devi was also on your DAF.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, Srishti, point to recognize is that this is not a question answer session. It's not testing your knowledge per se. Each of those questions is a key to unlock some facet of your personality. And we are looking at officer like qualities. What are those? First is integrity. So don't bluff, don't guess. Next is balanced opinion, lucid exposition, conceptual clarity, logical thinking, poise and self-confidence, and very important, awareness. What is happening around you, your district, state, nation, and the world. So it would be, I think, fair to say that you're a very good candidate, a very promising candidate. The only thing you need to do, because you see, most of the questions come from 3 or 4 sources. They come from your DAF, current affairs, subject, and job. And these are the only 4 areas where you have control, in the sense that you can prepare for these. So I would suggest that in the time which is remaining, do a thorough job on these factors. Maybe you could quickly set up a question bank of about 30-35 questions. Do a deep dive on each of these, and then after that make some bullet points, 4 or 5, in order of priority. You'll find everything about Lady Shri Ram. It's not rocket science. The first page of Google, Wikipedia, you name it. I mean, there's no shortage of sources of information now. Yes. So organize it in that way, and then sit in front of a mirror and practice in such a way that you are able to give a cogent response to the point answer within 75 to 90 seconds. Right? That way your self-confidence will also build up. You have so many positives which you bring to the table. You have a very nice personality, you've got a nice smile, all those things work in your favor. So now you have to leverage your strengths. You see, because one question leads to another, and then if you don't know the basics, then that leads to a roadblock. So the discussion gets blocked. It hits that speed breaker, and then you have to get back on track. Whereas if that's the only way, what I'm suggesting, why you should do this is that once the primary question and the secondary question gets taken care of, the discussion can proceed smoothly on other lines. Right. So best of luck. You'll do very well.
I'd like to add a few things, sir. I don't know how you have fared compared to previous mocks, but have you been told to keep your hands fixed here?
Sir, I have seen YouTube videos.
And nobody has told you in the last previous mocks on this?
Sir, they were like, you can keep it like this, you can keep it like this. Within this area, you can move your hands also.
Absolutely. Not that much, but I saw your fingers tapping here like this way, this way. You can do that little more comfortably. Make yourself comfortable in trying to explain your point. There's absolutely no problem. And there's no need to keep it fixed on your thighs. Okay, this is one. The second, which I wanted to touch with you, is that there are a lot of areas where we could not grill you or tell you, ask you about. Differential equation. There can be hundreds of questions, not as a differential equation expert, but how it is used in a normal public awareness and things like that. When Sir said about DAF, it means how the DAF relates to the areas that you're involved in with common perspective. A common man, because none of us are experts in any of these subjects. We can ask you questions related to that area only because it has come in the news recently due to something or the other. So as long as you are glued into your DAF with the current affairs, you can feel comfortable. You handled the interview very well. I must say you have improved. I don't know how you were in the first mock, but you looked pretty prepared. It's just that you need to be more focused on your DAF, and you could not answer some of the questions, and you were not asked some of the aspects of your DAF. So be prepared on that. Okay? I hope it makes sense. Any questions from your side?
Sir, who was other Phulan Devi?
Phulan Devi, dacoit, famous dacoit who later on became the Member of Parliament as well.
And more short date.
Yeah, you should. You should. And it was certainly before your generation came to active life. So we can pardon you from that point of view. But because it is part of your DAF, you have to know. And it was a very famous personality. Any other question?
Sir, like in mocks I have seen, they ask what are your weaknesses or something like that.
This can be asked. So you can be very, but you have to work on it. Make us, just as Sir said, one of those questions in the question bank can be on that. And you think positively and say what you want to say. Everybody has something or the other as a weakness. So you decide what you want to say and be prepared to substantiate it in such a way that you can overcome it. It is because of lack of experience and lack of knowledge, and once you are chosen in the service, you will be able to overcome this with practice and perseverance.
Okay, sir.
Any other question?
No, sir.
All the best.
Thank you,
All
sir.
the best.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yes.